going on, everybody? Welcome into the Baltimore Ravens versus Cincinnati Bengals pregame stream. Now, if you've never been to a pregame stream, basically we are previewing the entire game. Ask us any questions about matchups, predictions, and anything like that. We always finish it with our bold predictions for the game. But Joshua, why don't you go over your overall thoughts for this game before we get people showing up into the stream? What are you thinking today?
Man, it's just good that I would say this. For it to be still early in our schedule to get one of those AFC North games under the way, it's a good feeling. Especially going against I would say one of our Kryptonian. The Ravens are Superman, and I would say the Bengals and the Steelers are our kryptonite, because you never know what's going to happen in a Bengals game nor a Steelers game. They're gonna come out and play hard. They're gonna give it all what they got. It don't matter who's on the team or on the squad. But I would say this: the good thing about it is early in the season. It's not late. It's not a do or die. It's not a we need to get in the playoffs type of game. It's just a regular season game. It's a week 7 game. So it's not going to hurt us that bad, So I'm definitely looking forward to this game. I know a lot of people's talking. I mean, they got a good, and Cincinnati's playing. They're playing good ball. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm ready for a good AFC North game. I'm looking forward to stay on top.
Absolutely. How you doing, VV? What's going on, JB? Ravens 8, Void. How are y'all doing today? Yeah, the biggest thing, I think everybody's looking at this game like it's some crazy important game. And while, yes, it does have some implications on the standings, it is just a week 7 game.
Yeah.
This is not a game, like you said, that's, the playoffs are riding on this. Now, yes, the AFC North standings for a little bit will be riding on this, but like overall, this game is really a feel-out game for the Ravens for when they have to play the Bengals again much later in the season. How will they be able to perform? And that's the game that actually matters in these two. Like, yes, obviously every week matters, every win counts. But we all know that it's a lot more stressful going into week 14, 15, 16 than it is going into week 7. And that's just the way that the NFL schedule works. Everybody's talking about the Ravens going out and trying to, beat all these great teams like the Chiefs, the Bills, and all that stuff. But they still got to beat the teams like the Bengals, who aren't a bad team. They're not an amazing team. I think they're a good football team with an explosive offense. Ravens got to feel that out. And I think the biggest thing to see right there is Ja'Marr Chase and looking at him and how Marlon Humphrey's able to play him. And Voight says, I want to see what Jamar's all about. Hopefully Marlon Humphrey is guarding him all game, and I would agree with that. I want to see that matchup. And I don't think Ravens fans should expect Ja'Marr Chase to go out there and finish the game with 0 catches for 0 yards. Like he's gonna get Marlon on some plays, and Marlon's gonna get him on some plays as well. But what are your thoughts, Joshua, on Ja'Marr Chase overall, and then just kind of in this game in particular?
Oh, them LSU boys definitely been doing their thing. I mean, look at Justin Jefferson. Ja'Marr Chase is just another LSU prototype wide receiver, and Terrace Marshall Jr. I don't know. I believe he's still active. Correct me if I'm wrong.
He's not playing this week.
Okay.
But he got hurt this week, but he's been playing pretty solid.
Yeah. So those guys been producing, and once Ja'Marr got his foot in the NFL, it's been a good thing. I mean, hell, I don't know if y'all been hearing like the wires with Cincinnati, but him and Joey B, they always joking. So they already got a great connection. But I understand this, Ravens fans. Like McConnell said, Marlon will get beat for the simple fact he plays the wide receiver. He doesn't play the ball. He plays an aggressive style of play. We done seen him get beat on a couple plays. That's going to happen. But at the end of the day, Marlon's going to make up for it. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing it. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing the matchup. I feel like, if we can limit him to maybe 100 yards, 1 touchdown, and hold the run game and everybody just step up and do their job, and we put up points at a fair amount on the offensive side of the ball, I feel like we can win this game. I feel like it could possibly be a landslide, but that's in a great scheme of things. That's in the unrealistic world. We don't always know which Ravens team we're going to get. So I'm just ready to see I see my guys get out there, play a good hard for our game. I don't want to see Tyler Boyd working out on Anthony Avery. But we know it may happen. But if it does happen, hopefully AA shows that he can have a bounce back game.
Yeah, and I think that, I see some people, Void says jam Jamar Chase at the line. I think that's exactly how the Ravens are going to play. I think Jamar Chase is, if Marlon Humphrey played wide receiver, he would be Jamar Chase, just in the fact that how he plays. I mean, I think the perfect example of a wide receiver cornerback matchup has to be rookie Jalen Ramsey on DeAndre Hopkins. Now, obviously, the roles are a bit reversed. The rookie's the wide receiver this time, but just two very, very skilled players, very physical players going after it. And there's going to be some plays. Like, I believe in that game, Hopkins had a nasty one-handed catch over Ramsey. And it was like, oh, wow. And that was a highlight. But at the same time, not much else was happening. So it could be a couple of plays where it's like, oh, wow, this guy got the best of the other guy. But then there's a couple of plays where the vice versa happens. So overall, it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. Mike asks, should I start Rashad Bateman in fantasy this week? I wouldn't unless you absolutely have to. Depends on if you're playing him at like a flex and, you don't have anybody else that you can play. I guess you could go with him. But, I see JB says Rashad Bateman first career touchdown. You can feel it. I would hope so. I'm hoping for that to happen. Love to see those first careers happen against, divisional rivals, because those guys are going to have to see a lot of Rashad Bateman touchdowns, over the next decade or so. Hopefully he's able to, stay with the Ravens for that long. But I see a lot of predictions in here. Void says Marlon Humphrey is going to get his interception, replaces Juice Man. Get that interception. Possibly. We'll see. And
it would be about time for him.
Yeah. we've been waiting. It's been a minute since he's gotten a pick. Utak says, how many broken ankles today? Are the Ravens going to be the real question is, are you asking about Ravens broken ankles or Bengals broken ankles? Because I bet there's going to be some Ravens linebackers and cornerbacks on the ground at the end of this game because they can't tackle. But
man, I'm gonna say this: the way Lamar is playing right now, I don't see him giving a lot of guys the broken ankles. But depending who gets the ball, like Rashad Bateman or I'm gonna say Marlon, Hollywood, I can see them definitely giving the defender some work, in the grand scheme of things, and maybe even breaking it up for a touchdown, things of that nature after they catch the ball. Hell, you might even see Mark Andrews hit somebody with a move. He's good for jumping over somebody. So it's definitely gonna be a fun game for sure. It's gonna be hard hitting for sure, and we're gonna go out there and play some ball. Grown man style.
Yeah, absolutely. And I see Austin says the away gets a sack today. We saw Patrick Queen get a sack on Joe Burrow. I believe that was his first career sack was against Joe Burrow. And then JB says Justin Houston going to get that big 100. Is Justin Houston finally getting his jersey swap this week?
It would make sense. I mean, a lot from a whole bunch of pressure from Duffy and the rest of the guys from the opposite side.
I mean, I'm really rooting for it. I see Depressed Man. He says Lamar Jackson has the Bengals number. I'm calling it. He and Hollywood will have a great game. Yeah, I talked about it in my Ravens Keys to Success video that I put out. Ravens need to go deep, and they need to try and show that they can extend the field because the Bengals have, I believe, the number 5 ranked rush defense in the NFL. Ravens got to get those linebackers out of the box and force them to try and stop the pass. And how do you do that? By extending the field. And they're going to extend the field by going up to Hollywood. Nobody else. I understand they could throw it deep to Duvernay. They could throw it deep to Rashad Bateman. I think it's going to be Hollywood. I think they're going to try and dust some guys for some yards early. And I'm just hoping that they try and start doing that early and they don't wait till halftime. They don't wait till the third quarter, the fourth quarter to really try and start airing the ball out. You got to extend the field early, so that way it sets a precedent for the rest of the game as a game where they have to stop the passing game. But what do you think, Joshua? Is it a big week for Hollywood and Lamar?
I definitely feel so. Last week was definitely a team win collectively, but the way we've been going, I feel like the pass has to be initiated first in order for everything to go smoothly. I mean, look at it. For the past 6 weeks, what have teams been doing? Stacking the box, playing the run. And then, once Greg Roman finally sees that, he didn't want to make the calls. The good thing about it, it hasn't been too late for us to make the comebacks. But teams like this, we talked about it, like the Chargers, Bengals, and so forth. You had to make the first, you got to make the first initial blow. When you make that first initial blow, you got to keep hammering. So once you go over the top with Hollywood, Rashad Bateman, hell, even give it the crochet across the middle for a good 30 yards, and he makes a little bit accurate. I mean, even if Miles Boykins got out there and he does one of Miles Boykins play and actually catch the ball, make it happen. Make them respect you in the pass in order for your run game to really work. You have to do that.
Absolutely. And I think I'm hoping for a little bit of some up tempo from the Ravens, just a little bit, just to get Lamar really in a groove, get him, using that rhythm passing and everything like that. And I see that Daddy Bondrude says, I think our rookies will really stand out this game. Away, Bateman and Stevens will all get big opportunities. Absolutely. I think all those guys are going to get their fair share. The Ravens only have 4 outside linebackers active this week. So Odafe Owe is going to be out there a lot. And obviously Rashad Bateman with Sammy Watkins out, he's going to be out there a lot. And then Brandon Stevens, there's no Ardarius Washington. So Brandon Stevens is really the only third safety on this roster. So he's going to be out there a fair bit, especially if we get to see the package that Joshua and I talked about, the Josh Bynes, Chuck Clark linebacker package in the passing downs. So then we can see some Brandon Stevens, Deshaun Elliott over the top safety play. I'm really hoping we do get to see that. And so Brandon Stevens could very well be getting a lot of opportunities. And maybe Joe Burrow tries to test the Ravens secondary and he's able to get over there and grab that first career interception. But they should all get a great chance today to make some plays.
Yeah, most definitely. I know Aaron. I know when Joey B played against Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers told him like, you could be, either you're a good QB, but you gotta learn how to slide. I hope you don't try to do too much running because now we got somebody that can chase down the best of them, in Adafi. So I definitely feel like Adafi going, he's gonna get out there, he's gonna run down some plays, he's gonna run down some guys from the front and the back, and possibly get a sack, maybe even get a strip sack. I'm calling it out today. Bateman, everybody wanted him to get his first touchdown. I agree with you. I can't agree with you more, McConnell. Getting that first touchdown against an AFC rival. Come on, man. It gets no better than that. And then don't let it be a deep bomb or let him hit a corner with a double move and hit up the seam. It's going to be a fun game. It's going to be a fun game. I know Rashad, at the last week, he said, you know what? I like this. I see, I'm getting the hang of this, I want to keep on doing more. I want to keep helping this team. I love what he's going to be bringing to this, to this wide receiver core. And Brandon Stevens, man, he's a hard worker, man. He already passed the hardest test, making it to the league playing corner, and now making adjustment to play free safety. So he's making those adjustments. Yes, he's going to make those rookie mistakes because he's still learning how to become a defensive player. But at the same time, he's a fast learner. He's showing that, and he's not scared to throw his body and make tackles. I mean, hell, it's not good when your safety comes up and make that many tackles, but he's in the mix.
Yeah, I mean, the Ravens just got to get him to make one play, and I feel like that's enough. It's not like something where they're going to need him to go out there and just completely dominate the game and clamp everybody that comes out there. It's get one play, one big play. That's all they need from him. But Jeremy says, I hope we go no huddle early. I completely agree with that. And Void says, this feels like a Mark Andrews type week. I think I'm feeling that. I think, every week is pretty much a Mark Andrews type week, but today's National Tight End Day.
I was just about to, they did ask him in the process what he was going to do this Sunday. What he say? He said, I'm going to go off. I like that.
Absolutely.
I like that talk, man. You know, he got to hold it down for the OU guys. You know, him and Hollywood. I mean, Spencer Rattler just lost his job to a freshman QB. Who else? Baker Mayfield tried to go out here and play with a broken shoulder, knowing damn well if he get hit, that's it for him for the season. I mean, only person that's still doing this thing is Kyler Murray.
Ravens fans, I'm gonna need your help, guys. So fantasy football, I need my running back. Am I going Devontae Freeman or am I going Le'Veon Bell? Who do I pick up this week? I'm leaning Freeman. I have Sonny Michel right now, but I don't really want to start Sonny Michel.
I would say take the safe bet and take Devontae, just because of the production he showed. He finally showed that he can hit the hole.
All right, then I'm gonna pick up Devontae. All right, I'm adding him right now. Okay, sorry, Sonny Michel, you're getting dropped. Yeah, my running backs are normally really good, but this week Najee's on a bye, so.
Oh, they got an early one. Okay. Man, I just want to know why Broderick getting a healthy scratch.
Yeah, it's really weird the way that all that stuff's going down with the Ravens and players, and I see a lot of everyone saying Freeman sadly. He says Freeman sadly. Yeah, I feel like I really want to get Le'Veon when the Ravens end up playing the Steelers. I feel like that's when you play Le'Veon. That's gonna be the 500-yard game for Le'Veon. But
absolutely.
Jeff Reed says if that 40 time for away is correct, that's faster than Jalen Hurts. Yeah, I think Jalen Hurts is overrated as a runner of the football. I think everybody thinks of him as a Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray type player. He's not. He's on that. He's more similar to like a Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson type.
I would say more Tebow, a little bit of Cam, a little bit.
Yeah. No, definitely. Like he's not a super speedy guy that's going to go out there and just
run when necessary. But when he runs hard.
Yeah. Lisa asks, will Lamar Jackson reach 2,000 passing yards this afternoon? He's at 1,686 right now. So he would need 314 passing yards for him to jump into that spot.
It depends how they play the pass. It really depends on how they play the pass. If they don't respect the passing game and he connects with with his guys and his guys catch the ball and we don't overthrow, I can say easily we can get over 350.
I'm actually curious to see what his stats against the Bengals in the past have been. Lamar Jackson stats. So he has a career passer rating of 96.2 with 902 yards and 8 touchdowns and 3 picks in his career against the Bengals. Now, that's basically in only 5 games. They just played against them. That's less than 200 yards passing per game. But you also have to think about he played them his rookie year. Ravens were not throwing the ball. I believe that his first start was against the Bengals, or was it his second start against the Bengals? I think it was
second start.
It was one of the first start. Like it was one of those games where it was just like read option, read option, read option, read option. Like he may have thrown for 85 yards in that game. So they've definitely switched up their style and how they play against the Bengals since the first couple games that they've played. But there's definitely a chance that he goes out there and tries to throw for a ton of yards. So, I'm hoping for it. And Void asked, does Boyle get a touchdown? I don't know if Boyle is activated.
He got after the bye week.
Yeah, he got designated to return from IR, but he is not. You have 3 weeks once somebody's designated to actually put them on the active roster. And thank you, JB. Says he's not playing. And no, his first start was not against New Orleans. He played in the New Orleans game, but he wasn't the starter. He actually had, I think, the worst throw of his career was against New Orleans. I'm trying to remember exactly what happened. The Ravens, obviously, they came out. Joe Flacco was the starter in that game, but they had like a backed up in their own end zone play where Lamar Jackson ended up throwing, and he had a wide open player. Could have gone for like a 90-yard touchdown pass. and he just completely, it was probably a 15, 20-yard throw. And I can't remember if he completely underthrew it and threw it about 10 yards short or if he completely overthrew it. But it was pretty tough. But obviously he's grown a lot as a passer since that one random trick play throw that they had him throw against the Saints. And obviously that game ended poorly with the Justin Tucker missed extra point to tie the game. But
Joe Flacco was so unenthusiastic when they ran trick plays with Lamar. Like he just
stood there. He wouldn't even move.
Not at all. Hell, at least Drew Brees or Tom, they would act like they in the play. they'll even try to make a block.
And it's not like Joe Flacco's never caught a football. He's caught a pass.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. He took that for like 40 at least.
Yeah, it was a big time play that he was a part of.
I think because he was sour since they drafted him. I mean, Dennis Pitta and his brother joked about it. Like, yeah, they're going to draft a quarterback. He's like, y'all remember the story. He pretty much like, laughed them off. Then what happened? Round 1 with the 32nd pick.
Yep. Trades up.
John Harbaugh called Joe immediately.
Oh yeah. Jeff Reed, happy birthday today. Yes, hopefully the Ravens do give you a victory for that.
Most definitely, man.
And Lisa says, how much can my nerves take if it's a close game? The benefit is the Ravens this year have been in their fair share of close games. They've only lost one of them, and it happened to be week 1. Like, that's the thing that I think this team is getting that no other Ravens team under Lamar has had. Because last couple of years, it's like the Ravens have gone out, and yes, it's nice to blow out teams. It's nice. But then they get to the playoffs, and it's like they don't have that experience in those close games. And now all of a sudden, Lamar's had 5 close games this year. He's won 4 of them.
Yep.
Like 4 games, he's had to go on big time drives. And the Ravens-Raiders game, I believe the Ravens still had to go on a drive to send it to overtime. I may be mistaking it. Maybe the Raiders I know ended up kicking the field goal to send it to overtime, but I think the Ravens scored right before that to then put it there. Like the Ravens have gone on some big time drives. And I think that helps for getting into the playoffs. I think that helps for, trying to beat those really big time teams as they've been in those close game situations. They know how to act because, we've seen it in years past in the NBA with the Milwaukee Bucks. Obviously not last year. They won the championship last year, but the last 2-3 years with the Bucks in the regular season, they'd win half their games. It felt like by 40 points. Mm-hmm. And then they get to the playoffs and they'd play really good teams. And it was like, it seemed like they didn't know who to give the ball to down the stretch. They just didn't have the experience. They were like, who can we trust? They didn't know because they were never in those late game situations.
Right.
And so then they would struggle in the playoffs. The Ravens know when they get to late game situations, who do they trust? Mark, Hollywood, and Lamar Jackson. That's who they trust. And very clearly, they've trusted Devontae Freeman. He's been that guy there. So they know who to trust. And I think that is going to prove a lot of great things for this team coming forward, getting into the postseason, getting into those big time games to get into the postseason and playoff seeding. They know who they can trust. And obviously, Justin Tucker is at the top of that list.
Most definitely. Can't agree with you with that anymore. I mean, for the simple fact, we know we're going to be a playoff team this year. Thing is, with us getting all the wins that we're in the fashion that we're getting them, we don't know where we're going to be placed. Are we going to is the playoffs or the Super Bowl going to come through Baltimore or somewhere else? Are we going to be that that team that protects that house, or are we going to be that team like, hey, we done been there before? We can win. We now got one monkey off our back. With Tennessee in the playoffs, Kansas City beating them in the regular season. Now, can we beat Kansas City in the second season, which is the playoffs? Can we beat the Bills in the second season? Those the narratives that's now going to continue to create as the season gets longer. Oh yeah, most definitely. Sammy has been a big upgrade. I feel like with Sammy having a relationship with Greg Roman, and also is it Keith or T? He also
wait. T? Which one are you talking about?
I know he had a relationship with one of those guys
Oh,
before.
with Keith. That's with Keith.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a and with him being that veteran presence, yes, he's not even 30 yet, but he's the oldest wide receiver in the room. He's the OG. And with him being the OG, he has to be, that veteran presence. He has to coach those guys up. Like how we've been preaching about having, that linebacker for the middle linebackers. Well, we have that voice, or we had that voice, that OG, that guy that can tell them how it is, being a speedy type of guy, working on your hands, working with, an offensive coordinator that's built on the run, and also working with these guys that helps you, become better receivers. It's good to have those type of guys in the locker room because it helps you, it helps the morale as a wide receiver. I mean, right now, I would say this: if we were 1-5 and Greg Roman would have continued just running the ball, oh, Hollywood would have been tweeting like crazy, and
Yeah.
then some Ravens fans would have been talking about him. But at the same time, look what Greg wasn't doing. They wasn't implementing the game. Now what's going on? We get a passing specialist. We get a wide receiver coach. Now and then you also bring in an OG that knows the offensive coordinator and that can help these young wide receivers out. So I feel like it's definitely a good mesh of what we got right now, and it's only going to continue to flourish and get better.
Absolutely. I mean, just yeah. Daddy says Giro would have been fired if we were 1-5 and just running. Absolutely. I mean, Harbaugh probably would have been fired too.
They got to go. It's a package deal with them too, because we said it. John is not going to fire Giro. It's got to be a package deal.
Absolutely. And Jeff says, is it just me or do most championship teams struggle early and then catch fire about this time? Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things where a lot of times getting that team to gel is the biggest thing that happens throughout a season for teams that are going to be able to contend. Look at the way that the Ravens team gelled in 2019. Like, yes, that team didn't end up winning the championship, but that team got so hot. You gotta have, if you don't have that moment of that negative, and the Ravens had that moment, right? Like, they lost an overtime heartbreaker in Las Vegas, and everybody started to count them out. And so then they beat the Chiefs, and that was like that moment where that, just like Seattle was the moment in 2019 where that team was like, you know what? No, we fully believe in our quarterback. We fully believe in this team. We're going to go out there. We're going to play some great football. And they just rode it out from there. Now, unfortunately, they benched their starters in week 17, and then they had the bye week, and then they lost in the first round because they hadn't basically played in an entire month, and they lost all of that momentum. Got to build that momentum early, and the Ravens are riding that momentum right now. They're probably the hottest team in the NFL. They got to make sure that they can continue that and build upon it each and every week up until the postseason. So I think that this is a massive game because you always want to enter the bye week after a victory.
Yeah.
You don't want to have to sit and wait and think about how you lost all week long, not getting able to have that revenge game. Get a win going into the bye week, then prep for the Vikings and get a win there, and then move on to a very, very difficult stretch of the season.
Most definitely. It's nothing like going into the bye week, or with a win. You get a couple extra days off. You get to spend time with your family and everything like that. You can watch other teams play. Make sure you're resting up and healing up your body and things of that nature. Then next week is go time. It's time to get to work. Get back to work. So I mean, like you said, man, I think that's the most thing I'm worried about this season is how many games we win and where we're placed at, as far as the playoff seed. Because like you just brought up, we didn't play for damn near a month. What happened? You know, we get smacked. I mean, you got Derrick Henry tapping Earl Thomas on the back, giving a good push and going about his business, So you don't want to see those type of things happen again. You want to see our guys hot. You want to see our guys ready. You want to see them keep on, laying the wood and just keep on going. Because honestly, this Ravens team for the past couple of years, we ride and thrive off momentum. Get off momentum.
Absolutely. I see Lisa says, I hope Rashad Bateman has a touchdown in his second game. Yeah, I think that the Ravens, without Sammy Watkins, they're going to have to figure out that guy who's going to be able to replace him. Who's going to be the guy running the route Sammy was running? Is it going to be Bateman? I think it almost has to be Bateman because I think he's probably the most similar, but I feel like the Ravens are going to give him some opportunities over the middle of the field. I feel like that's where they see him. I mean, I think his first 4 receptions, or all 4 of his receptions in last week, all went for first downs.
Yeah.
The Ravens want to get him the ball at the chains, and that's what he's good at. Running those crisp routes, turning, catching, going down. Now, he can run after the catch and things like that. The Ravens put him on routes that are designed to run after the catch, but I think Bateman's going to go out there and move the chains a lot, and he's going to get a lot of 10, 12-yard receptions, and I think that's a great role to have in the NFL.
Most definitely. I'm pretty sure he's probably telling the coaches like, hey, I know OG Sammy out, but I'm ready. I'm ready to spin. And he definitely showed that last week. If you want to win, put Booby in. We want to keep on winning. Go ahead, put Bateman in. Let him work out. Let's see what he can really do against some of these top corners. Let's see that double move. Let's see him hit the guys on the post. I'm excited. I mean, I know he's not a Justin Jefferson. I know he's not a Jamar Chase. He's definitely he's his own guy. He's a smooth route runner. He can hit you with a double move. He has good hands. Yes, he fumbled the ball and caused Lamar to get his second pick last week. But that happens to the best of them. But he's the type of guy. He's the type of guy that has a short memory. So I definitely feel like he's going to get that touchdown this week.
Yeah, I hope so. And Lisa says it's Kevin Harlan and Trent Green on the call. Kevin Harlan was on the call for a particular Ravens-Bengals game, a particular one that I think most Ravens fans remember, the most memorable of Ravens-Bengals games, especially underneath Lamar Jackson. So hopefully we get to hear him call out another spin move, but I highly doubt that's a tough play to pull off in the NFL is hitting the spin move. But hey, if it happens, I don't think anybody's going to be against it. But
sure, I hope not.
I feel like it's time, Joshua. It's time to start doing the predictions. Let's start out. Let's get into some offensive predictions, some bold predictions for the offense. What do you got this week?
You know what? I feel like Lamar's going to have a Vic type of game. So I'm going to say 350 for his passing and 120 rushing yards. All these yards are not going to be designed run plays. These are going to be, hey, my wide receivers are covered. There's open lane. Let me go ahead and get these yardage, and let me go break it up the field.
Okay. Big time game from Lamar. Big time game. Where's he getting his touchdowns? Just curious. Passing touchdowns. Okay.
Marquise, Mark, and Rashad. And I feel like he may get another one out of either Dev or Prochet, or maybe another one to Mark or Hollywood.
All right. I'm going to say that the Ravens get their longest touchdown of the year.
Okay. Rushing or passing?
You know what? I'm going to go so bold. Okay. My main prediction, longest touchdown of the year. I'm going to say a Devontae Freeman rush.
Are you saying it because you have him on fantasy?
No. I wasn't thinking that, but I think that the Bengals the Bengals have played Lamar Jackson plenty of times. Bengals overcommit to Lamar Jackson. Devontae Freeman gets, out on the sideline and uses his speed and, maybe gets a key block from a Miles Boykin on the sideline. Is able to take one very, very far. getting a monster touchdown because the Ravens haven't had that explosive rushing touchdown yet this year.
Yeah, it's definitely showed that our main running backs are definitely being missed in his offense. Just trying to figure it out and get things together. So yeah, we're definitely missing a solid run game. And I think we almost jinxed the Ravens, McConnell, because we've been preaching for a balanced offense or a more balanced passing game, and now we're getting a more heavy passing game and a not so solid running game.
Yeah, I mean, the only running back that's been able to actually get big chunk plays has been Devontae Freeman. He's been the only one that's been
Yeah,
busting them into the second level. He had like a 30-something yarder against the Chiefs.
yeah.
Hoping this time he takes it all the way to the house. And I see Yitzhak says, longest touchdown. Devin Duvernay kick return for a touchdown. I would love that. I would love to see that.
The kick returns or punt returns are they are so momentum boosters.
Oh,
They
yeah.
just give you so much extra life. So when Dad was breaking them, last week, it definitely gave an extra charge to the offense. But I'm gonna ask you this: which side of the ball for us needs to have a great game?
I'm going to go with the defense. I think I'm going to go with the defense just because I feel like if the Ravens offense plays a solid game, I mean, that's 25, 28 points for a solid game from the Ravens offense.
Right.
The defense, if they don't play a great game, I mean, the Ravens could allow 30 plus points. If the Ravens defense plays a great game, they're holding them to 20 or less. And so I'm thinking the defense, but what about you?
I'm definitely going with the defense as well, because people, honestly, a lot of people are checking up that Chargers game to, them being on the East Coast, jet lag, stuff like that. And we all know our defense has not been playing the best. We've been known for stopping the run, and, guys been doing their thing. Even passing on us, we at one point we did have the best secondary. Now, we getting worked, and I understand you all. We are missing pieces. We get that. But at the same time, when you have a reputation, excuse me, next man up, hard nose, hit you in your mouth defense, the next man up, and whoever's on the field has to continue bringing that, got to continue bringing that pressure, got to continue bringing that boom. And I believe Joe Mixon has almost ran for over 500 yards. Jamar Chase has about 500 yards total and about 5 touchdowns. Joey B got 14 touchdowns. So yes, the defense definitely has to show up because Joey B has now he's now settled into the NFL. He's a smart guy. Those guys are moving the ball. They are winning games, and we can't let up. We have to show them like, hey, this is the Ravens. Yes, we have new pieces. We got old pieces. Hell, we got some replacement pieces in the game, but we still can get the damn job done. And we can show you that, we still are one of the best defenses out here. Whatever, don't matter what the ranking says. So yeah, I definitely feel like the defense has to show up today.
And speaking of defense, let's get into our defensive bold prediction
Talk it out
for this game. What do you think happens today?
Man, I'm still going with a pick six. Okay. Either Anthony Averett or Brandon Stevens. And you know what? Shout out to Chris Restry. He was jogging. So, hopefully we can get him back very soon.
Absolutely. And I'm going to double dip.
Okay.
Another one. Another Deshaun Elliott interception.
Okay.
Another one. All right. Joe Burrow, what he likes to do when he recognizes, oh, hey, there's a blitz. What does he like to do? He throws it up for Jamar Chase. He audibles him. Hey, we're going to try and run this back shoulder fade. Deshaun Elliott shown that he watches that film. And I feel like they try and take a deep shot. Deshaun Elliott comes out seemingly from nowhere. One of those Ed Reed type plays, just like he made last week. I mean, he baited Justin Herbert into throwing that pass up the seam to Jared Cook. He's going to do that again.
He called it on Ravens Wire.
and he's gonna pull the Cam Newton. Oh, hey, you've been watching film, and
Mm-hmm.
he's gonna pull one out of his bag, getting another interception. And I'm
Like,
gonna add on to that. Not only does he get an interception, but the Ravens also get a defensive touchdown off of a strip sack.
but who gets the strip sack?
The strip sack is coming from Mr. Patrick Queen himself.
Uh-oh.
His second career Joe Burrow strip sack.
Mr. Guns blazing?
And none other than the speedster Odafe Owe picks it up for his first career touchdown.
Okay. I like this.
That's what I'm going with. Very, very bold today. Very bold.
All right, man. So now we got 4 minutes. I know everybody been throwing their scores, predictions. What you got?
Score prediction. I'm going to say Ravens 38, Bengals 31. I think this is going to be a very high scoring game. You know, I would love for the defense to really ball out, get a ton of stops and everything like that. I don't think they're going to be able to hold this offense down, but I feel like maybe it's a Ravens, like, yeah, they're winning by 14 points. If Bengals score a touchdown with 3 minutes left, makes it a 7-point game. So it's a little bit farther away than what it seems like with the final score, but I feel like it's one possession game for the Ravens to win, high scoring game.
Okay, I got 2. So my first one, to keep it close, I got 30 Ravens, Bengals 27. And I see the Ravens actually making the winning touchdown to get that 30 points.
Okay.
Next score prediction, if the pass goes correctly, I can see us maybe going for 38. Bengals have 21 points.
Okay. I like it. I like to see it. Hopefully we're going to see, some big time plays. Yitzhak says forced fumble for Bynes. Defensive Rookie of the Year case for Odafe Owe today.
Definitely got to keep on adding on to that case for sure, man. Definitely.
LJ MVP. Owe 2 sacks, 4 sacks, 2 turnovers. Let's see here. Owe 2 sacks. Lot of good stuff right here, but I feel like that's a good spot to wrap it up. Game's about to start in a couple of minutes. Guys, make sure to come back to the stream after the game ends. We typically stream, when it's these 1 p.m. Eastern time games, typically stream for about half an hour because obviously the 4:05, 4:25 games are starting up. But should be a lot of fun, guys. Make sure to, interact on Twitter if you guys have Twitter and everything like that. But thanks, everybody, for joining the stream. We'll see you after the game.